In the world of facilities management, the pressure is, well, it's always on, isn't it? You're constantly juggling a million things. Your role is always evolving, the way you deliver services gets more complex, and all the while, you're trying to get out of that reactive firefighting mode and start thinking strategically. So let's talk about what it really takes to not just survive, but to truly excel in this field. It really boils down to this, doesn't it? It's the big question every single FM professional asks themselves. How do we move beyond just, keeping the lights on and actually start driving real measurable value for the organization? You know there's a better way to do things, but what does that actually look like day to day? And that, of course, leads right into the next huge challenge. It's not just about getting through today or this week. It's about looking ahead. How do you build a real forward-thinking plan that actually anticipates what's coming, manages your resources wisely, and lines up perfectly with the company's biggest goals? Because let's be real for a second. The job today is this incredibly complex web. One minute you're trying to negotiate a new, super sustainable cleaning contract, and the next, a critical HVAC unit goes down in the middle of a heat wave. It's this high-stakes balancing act of suppliers, budgets, contracts, and customer demands every single day. So how in the world do you get ahead of all that chaos? Well, let's look at a way to tackle these challenges head-on. The absolute key is to shift from that reactive mindset to one that's built on a solid strategic framework, one that gives you proven methods for these exact real-world problems.
Now, what's really cool is how you master these kinds of complex skills. It's not about reading a textbook. The only way to get really good is through hands-on practice. Think of this like a flight simulator for facilities management. It's a safe space where you can test out strategies, tackle tough problems, and perfect new skills without any of the real-world consequences. You learn by doing.
So, what does that mean for you? It means you're going to walk away empowered. You'll finally have that crystal clear picture of your strategic role. You'll master the art of selecting and managing suppliers. You'll handle health and safety with total confidence, and you'll really understand how to harness the incredible power of good project management. Okay, so to build that kind of expertise, you've got to start with the rock-solid foundation. And that's exactly what Day One is all about, mastering those core operations. And we're not just talking about the daily grind. We're talking about laying down the strategic groundwork that everything else gets built on. It all kicks off with a massive shift in how you think. You'll start to see facilities management not as just a cost center, but as a true strategic partner to the business. And from there, you'll build an actual, actionable plan that proves just how important your role really is. Now, once you have that big picture, strategic view, making decisions about your support services becomes so much clearer. This is where you figure out that perfect mix of in-house versus outsourced work and whether bundling contracts for things like security and cleaning is actually going to deliver better value and performance. You'll be in total control. And let's talk about the big one, the budget. This is probably one of the most critical skills you can have. It's not just about creating a budget, it's about learning how to defend it with hard data, how to put powerful controls in place, and how to find those clever ways to squeeze the absolute most out of every single dollar. So there you have it. That's your Day One toolkit. A deep, strategic understanding of your function, total control over your support services, a laser focus on your customer, and complete mastery over the budget. Get these 4 things right, and you've built an absolutely unshakable operational bedrock. All right, with that solid foundation in place, Day 2 is where we level up. We dive deep into mastering the complexities of service contracts. This is where huge value is either won or lost, and having these skills gives you a serious edge. And here's a perfect example of the practical nuts and bolts stuff we're talking about. A top-tier FM knows the massive difference between an output spec, which is all about the what, the final result you want, and an input spec, which dictates the how. One gives your suppliers the freedom to innovate, while the other can totally stifle them. Knowing which one to use and when, honestly, it's a game changer. And hey, here's a little piece of insider intel that is worth its weight in gold. Those contracts that suppliers provide, they're often absolutely riddled with traps, clauses, and terms that are designed to help them, not you. Being able to spot those traps is a vital skill that will protect your organization from a world of risk and unnecessary cost.
And listen, we're not just talking about one little piece of the puzzle here. True mastery means you understand the entire contract lifecycle, the whole shebang. We're talking everything from running a fair tender process and negotiating like a pro, all the way through to managing that supplier relationship, handling disputes, and strategically planning for the next contract cycle. So when you start to put all these pieces together, mastering these skills, it leads to this fundamental shift in who you are as a professional. This is all about transforming not just the reality of the FM role, but the perception of it too.
In fact, let's put a number on that transformation. The experts have identified 8, that's right, 8 key roles that a truly effective facilities manager has to embody to be successful. These roles cover everything from being a strategic planner and a financial controller to a project manager and a risk assessor. It just shows you the incredible breadth of the modern FM position. So what does this all mean for you in the end? It means you will be able to confidently manage health, safety, and risk. You'll have the skill to drive real value through expert supplier management. You will be able to implement and oversee projects that actually succeed, and you'll have the vision to strategically plan for your facility's future. These are the marks of a true expert. So look, as the world of work just keeps changing, the role of a strategic facilities manager is only going to get more and more critical. The real question here isn't just about getting better at your job. It's about becoming a leader who shapes the future of our workplaces. So let me ask you, are you ready to become indispensable?